Giant spec looks pretty good. Training spec, no, definitely giant spec. This is one of the better packs, and usually we prefer to go fangs. However, I think when we have the steel ball, you always want to go with the crawler. It's kind of like just chaff for the phantom rays later. The only question is, do we want to leave 2 spaces for something here like a fire badger or a fang? I don't think so. Okay, aerial spec. Okay. It doesn't really mean anything. Redeploy, I think it's just a skip. Redeploy always can come in handy later, but it's too much to invest into now. I think we go for what? He's gonna go for Phoenix, you'd imagine. Do we go for Phoenix right away? We don't have a source of fire, so the Phantom Rays don't do anything. Could go for Wasp. Do we go for Wasp? Do we go for Phantom Ray? Do we go for Phoenix? Phoenix is always something that we're gonna use long term. The Wasps, the Phantom Rays may not have much viability. Okay, so he goes for the Wasp here. Really, the only reason we play the Phantom Rays mostly is because you get the oil down. It does look like we might need the oil. I think he's got significantly more chaff than us. While the Arclight is doing good now, the loose formation would mess us up pretty bad. I think we're probably going to still win this here. Because our 2 Phoenixes can clear his half pack of Wasp, especially with the debuff. But the Wasp leveling up isn't great. It's a very far back position, which is not great. It's just an interesting decision here. Like the Sandworm is good. The Fortress is good. I think we could just take a Fortress. I don't love it, but it's if you sell out of the Tarantula, it's still the same money. So if we had to keep a unit, maybe we'll keep this. We could level this. Could go for Mustangs. Probably go for at least 1 Mustang here. Just so we have something for this. And do we go for more chaff? Or do we go for more chaff clear? We're very far away from getting fire online. So it seems like we're playing a normal game at this point. We could level up the... Could level these guys up. We do have the money. Another Mustang is good here, but we don't want to get scammed. We don't want to get screwed into thinking he's going to go for... He's going to go for the Wasp carry, because he's probably not. Okay. No tax, but level 2 Wasp. Goes actually for the Tarantula, which is surprising. I thought he'd probably go for like the Worm or the Fortress himself. It's kind of bad that the Fortress is behind the Mustangs. It's also interesting that somehow the level 2 steel ball got killed. Maybe it was the storms. clicking 200 for the missile is not a huge deal. You can sell out and we'd still be fine. We're not going to commit to anything. Supply spec, I don't know if I want to play supply spec. Let's see how much money. We got to upgrade stuff. I'm thinking screw the supply spec. Problem is that there needs to be fire, but there's no fire quite yet. That's a huge problem. I don't know. Let's calculate this. I mean, given he's at 2,500 already, I think we skip for sure. The mobile beacon might be good, actually. Should have taken that for 50. Because it costs 100 here. So I probably want to upgrade our units. Probably want to go range on the arc light, because, I don't know. Maybe even range on the Mustang. Get another Mustang here. Maybe we go for our own chaff. It's quite tricky here. I want to go for more phoenixes also. 3 might be enough though. Do we just go for the... Do we just float or do we go for the armor? This is crazy. So he's going storms now. Guess that's his carry, but it's only 100 cost, so it's a very cheap carry. I've never seen this kind of beacon. I'm not sure what exactly it accomplishes. But we do have to be aware that the arc lights are going to counter our Mustangs, so we probably should have gone for additional phoenixes. We probably just need aerial spec actually on the Mustang. They don't need to do that much, they just need to kill the wasps. This chaff is a nightmare here. I thought we cleared the chaff, but not really. I wonder if we go for Phantom Rays. Okay, this is we need to think about this here. The late fangs are quite good for us. Hounds, rhinos, do they do anything? They might distract his storms a little bit. Probably gonna build more storms. The hounds are not good. The fangs are not great into his storms, but they do act as a little bit of they do act pretty good for the money. They are pretty good. And we have to sell out. We can sell out this. This is 450. This is 550. Might be better just to sell out. Go for the rhinos and sell out. I'm not sure. I think he's gonna go for the fangs. Makes a lot of sense. We're gonna need some kind of fire here, I think. Just click aerial spec. And we're assuming he's going to go for more chaff. So we need some fire source here. Unfortunately, we don't have the money for this fire. So we're going to need to keep biding our time. Maybe we just click range here and just get two more. It's not ideal at all. But I just don't know what else to do. Like, there's a reason why we don't play Arclight. Because we lose quite often. Okay, so it's range marksman. Looks like he's gone full on range marksman here. This does kind of mean the wasps are good for us if we can achieve air superiority. That might be hard to do so though. Now we do have to be careful of the loose formation. He doesn't have an answer for the Phoenix now. Phoenix need range at least to keep up. Alright, so this is not good into a potential factory counter. We can take this and save it for because I guess 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're definitely gonna get the so we're definitely gonna go factory next round. So we can keep this for the factory. It's frustrating to sell out of this right now. So do we go Wasp with the AA spec? Do we need elite recruit though? Because they're kind of just chaff. Just go for 3 with elite with A spec, and we'll go range on this. I think that's fine for now. It'd be good if we can get temp range, but we do need to save our money maybe for next round. I don't know. I think it's fine though because we do have A spec. Probably level this up. So there's actually no fire, surprisingly. There's no phantom rays, surprisingly. But there is wasps. There is phoenixes. And our wasps are kind of special because they are AA spec. Which is going to be good into his wasps, right? And we have aerial spec Mustang. So now we have a lot of air chaff. Does he have fangs? He does have fangs. Okay, that's not good. We do get the shield, which is not a big deal since the factory is going to come online anyways. And we just don't have the chaff clear here. We're getting pummeled. And I'm surprised. I think it's just because the fangs there. But we're going to go factory now, for sure. Wait. Wait a second. Did we get a drop on... Okay, so we got the drop. Okay, I see. So let's sell out of this, maybe. I mean, we could sell this, but it's probably better to just sell this, or even this. There's a lot of things we can sell. I think we're getting very desperate now. The fire can be interesting. But, yeah, he doesn't... It's not critical that we burn him, and he might put shields down. So we need to be careful about this. So I think it's just time for the factory. Level 2 armor. And we have the, and we have this. Now we just need to decide where we're going to put it. Like, I don't think it can tank all the marksmen. So we probably just put it here. We're going to need to borrow. Do this. Go for this. And maybe an oil. Just to make his backline chaff not come in so quick. Can also go for a shield just in case. I think this is fine. So we're pretty much deciding that we cannot tank everything. And we're hoping that's correct here. It does look like this is the correct play. We're getting super close to his face. So, you know, very, very close. And his wasps are dead, so we're not going to get scammed by not having any anti-air on this side. We're cleaning up. Is that going to be enough to win the game? If not, we're going to be in trouble. Just enough to win the game. And yeah, that's exactly, I mean, the only thing that we were actually planning for the drop, but I forgot that we had the drop. So could have probably done this around earlier, but going for the wasp was quite good because it made him go for the Mustangs. And that was exactly what we wanted him to do. So I think maybe what we can do in the future is, like, on purpose go for a wasp when he's weak to it, and on the next round go for factory. I mean, it's a lot to plan, it's a lot to think about, but if you can get him to go for Mustangs and then you go for factory the same round, it's going to be an absolute domination, right? So what we can look at, and this oil was quite good. I think this we could have tried to ignite the oil as well, but it didn't matter because the chaff wasn't a problem anymore. So we already planned quite a lot. We were holding on to this photon emission, which I think it didn't set off any alarm bells. But if he knew our strategy, I think it might have. I think it should have. In any case, I wonder how good our positioning was for that factory. The oil was absolutely amazing, and you couldn't have put it here. You could have only put it here. He probably should have shield for sure. Right, but what if we just did like a more centralized thing? We could still go in here. We can still put down the oil. Selling out the fort was smart, I think. So I think this is all we need to do. And we'll continue to oil him from around here. I would have gone more behind. But yeah. So we'll go for the armor. Could also go for damage, but could be a bit risky. This is going to come this way. Pretty sure he doesn't missile us. So let's just hope. Just put another one down here, maybe. So now we're tanking everything. Before we were only tanking a small part, half of his army, because we weren't too confident about this war factory. He has level 3, level 5 marksman. It's, you know, may not even survive this tank here. So we'll see if it actually even does anything. It may not actually be enough. Ooh, that was a juicy shot in the last second. So it just barely survives, but it's just way too close for comfort. That's not the kind of, you know, if you're 5% away, if it's 95%, that's a little bit too. So 2,800. I think we did like 2,000, so it was enough. But 2,800, that's the way you get 2,800 damage. Now from the opponent, I wonder if the shield would have done something. So, you know, an oil, a shield is always good. We can oil him here, and you know, we can burn him. But let's just go for the amp core. Maybe put it on this guy. I think we want shields here. Don't know if this beacon does anything. Don't even remember how the beacon works. So we'll upgrade this. Can even go for double shot, but I think that at that point we, you know, it's hard to predict. I think he wins with double shot here. An oil would also be good on the opponent's side of the map, like here. Obviously, you would add in Mustangs because that's what we're worried about, is the proliferation of the. Probably just go aerial spec for now. I don't know, just maybe some missiles here. Okay, so we see the factory in the face. We do block most of the oil. And, you know, we don't have double shot. We do have chaff in front now. Problem is the aerial spec is not going to do anything. Doesn't look good. Looks like you need double shot here, but that means you need to predict what's going to happen. But I wonder if we still survive with 1,800. 1882. Yeah, no, it's not enough. I bet with double shot, the opponent actually wins this pretty easily. But again, you're gonna have to predict. Why would you ever put double shot, on your marksman? Right, and then go for the Mustangs. Perhaps with just range first. And let's go for the shield. Yeah, this is the last thing the opponent wants to see if he's going for Mustangs. Even with double shot, it's not going down actually, which is crazy. Oh wait, there it goes. But the Wasps get the debuff. It's interesting that we're actually not we're not like losing here. We're almost winning here. This is a game where we didn't go Phantom Ray. We went for Factory, but we didn't go for Phantom Ray. We didn't go for Fire. We actually went Arclight with range as our chaff clear. I think this is probably like one of the only games we actually went for our Arclight as chaff clear and actually working. So yeah, this is it is such a tough situation for the opponent. Now, of course, if we put the Factory in the middle, he clicks double shot, then he kills this. But that's why we put it here, because we didn't want to tank everything. We only wanted to tank like 2/3 of his board instead of the full everything in the middle, because I'm fairly sure that since we survived with 5% HP, like we would have died way quicker if we put this in the middle. So I do like our decision to put it here, because you do have to anticipate the double shot. The double shot, he might, it's if we go Phantom Rays or something. I mean, with shield, he's always gonna have double shot. So I wonder, the round before when we went for the Wasps was surprisingly ineffective, which is really weird. I was expecting that to be like an amazing play, but we lose so much from that move. So I wonder what the correct play here is. What does the opponent actually do? He doesn't do that much. Puts down the shields. I think he gets some late chaff, some late fangs. It kind of doesn't make sense. The late fangs actually really help into what we specifically did. So what was our problem there? So the smoke bomb is, we can block the smoke bomb. I think we sell out of this. It's about time. This is pretty useless. Have the Phoenixes. The Phoenixes are good. We need, we can go for Mustang. We can go for Wasps, but again, the Wasps, they die to the Fangs that he's gonna put down. We have enough Arclights. Do we have enough Phoenix? I mean, what is our problem? Do we just need fire on the board? Do we just go for like something with Vulcan and fire? This kind of sucks since we already have five Arclights. And with the shield, how are we gonna break through the shield? Is it ever just more Phoenixes with range? All right, let's not use the oil just to be, just so we can be more analytical here. Missiles make sense. It's something that we normally would do. Rhinos are completely useless. This is a huge problem. The marksman counters our arc lights, even though we have arc light range. And the shield bubbles protects his late chaff, so it's very, very tough to get through this. I mean, you can go for energy shield, but it's not going to do that much. He does have a lot of chaff. You'd imagine it's some kind of fire play. Maybe it's maybe we should have gotten storm crawlers of our own with that 100 cost technology, which we don't have, unfortunately. Is that what we should have done? Do we actually click range instead? Because he's his range here is 180, so we have to outrange his unit somehow. Do we click fire even? Can't afford clicking fire, but we can if it's level 1. Then we don't break through his shields. Wait. No, it's still not enough money for the fire. So we'll click range here, and we'll just see what happens here. Maybe the storms could be a little bit further back because they are a little bit forward. Especially since they don't need to be forward because they have the range. And now we should be looking at the steel breaking through the bubble here. They should one-shot the bubble almost. Wish we had fire as well. So pretty bad as well on this. Maybe we just go for normal storms with fire. The problem is the bubble, right? I think in this case, the storms might be better than the Vulcan for the fire. Okay, and we're going to put an oil down, but the shield bubbles are available, so the oil's not going to be super effective. We can go for another, we cannot go for, we can only go for range here. Guess we can go for a shield, but that's probably not going to be great. No, it's probably always good to missile this. Putting a shield down here is probably not bad. Got temp range. Do burn a lot of our own chaff here. But our chaff was dying anyways. The only problem is his marksmen outrange our phoenixes. So unless we have something in front, it's not gonna work. And you kind of don't want to build 3 storms with fire all of a sudden. So it's a great way to throw the game. Perhaps the best I can come up with is 2 storms with fire and a wasp to act as chaff, maybe even shield on the wasp. but it's not going to work because the Wasp, yeah, you can't go for 2 units here. So, yeah, this is very tough. I wonder if it's just the way we misplayed that Wasp here. Like, maybe we should have clicked shield instead. Maybe the AA spec was not as good as just like, I don't know. Maybe we needed range instead. The smoke doesn't really hurt too much. It's a couple arc lights. So I think this maybe is the better play, just because now we have chaff for our Phoenix. Fortunately, it's not working out too well here. We end up this, and that's because we have only 1 pack versus 2 pack, but it looks like we're cleaning this side up here. Alright, so it looks like the range is what we needed. The range instead of the aerial spec was the mistake. I don't know if we can blame ourselves for that, because he put down the fangs just that round, and the only reason why you want range, I guess, is for the fang. Like, if it's just for the wasp, you go for AA spec for sure, right? Like the range on for the marksman is useless, because you're going from like outrange by 100 to outrange by like 130. So that's not a huge deal. So I'm guessing that the wasp outranges the fangs a bit, or they match the fang range. And I also wonder, maybe it's the fact that it's elite recruit was actually the difference here. So we also sold like the wrong unit. We sold the rhino. We should have sold this. Maybe, maybe just simply the shield is almost enough. The aerial spec is always great, just to ensure that we can get a kill, but we do outnumber him already. So do we just try this? Like, thing is, we no longer need range on the Phoenix. That's what I didn't slip my mind there. This we can even go charge shot now, just because there's stuff in front now, which is kind of crazy to be going charge shot here, but it might actually work. So we're just hoping that we don't lose to his wasp. We shouldn't, I think, because we have aerial spec Mustangs as well. Guess I wasn't confident in our A spec Mustangs, so clicking A spec on 2 units, doing the same thing is never a great idea. I think it's just mainly it's the level difference that was making it tank the fangs a little bit better. Level 1 just didn't cut it. It was what I originally wanted to do, but I just I was thinking, it's just chaff, we don't need to level the chaff. So this is probably better just because we don't waste 2 technologies. The aerial spec is arguable, if that was good or not. I think this guy got killed a little bit too quick, because this wasn't in the right place. So, okay. At least we figured that out. Is there anything else here that we need to check ourselves on? I mean, we did quite good, I think, until this point. Okay, so we start losing here. And this is because of the drop. The opponent goes for the marksman. We go for the 3 rhinos, which is probably the worst move. So many mistakes, surprisingly, here. The hounds, you know, he's got the storms. Do you really go hounds here? Why would you go hounds, right? Mech range hounds. You already have arc lights, right? The fangs are very interesting. The marksmen are, I guess, are kind of good. Maybe the marksmen are kind of good, right? Just click range. And, you know, we do have aerial spec. It's probably not a horrible idea. Maybe start selling out of the ball or the fortress. Maybe the fortress first. We'll click range. And let's just go for 2 more of these guys. I think that is the right play. And we even have an additional unit here that we can deploy. I don't know if we want to deploy a chaff here in the middle. Might not be a horrible idea. So he goes for pretty much the maximum amount of marksmen with range. And he elite recruited them as well. I guess the reasoning behind that is he wants to counter the arc lights. Or I guess he wants to counter the phoenixes. He was losing to the phoenixes before. I guess that was his it's his phoenix answer pretty much, right? So instead of like ranging instead of ranging our own marksman, do we just range our phoenix? Because the phoenix was doing very well. So we can go for this for free. Let's go for the sell. I mean, the ball can even be sold as well, but let's just make sure we have enough money. Just barely. I think we shouldn't have gone the Rhino. It was the best value for selling, perhaps, but it takes too many turns to sell. We have to actually sell out of the fortress first because it's doing nothing. It's not building any more wasp. Yeah, we're still not able to win there. I don't think Fangs is the answer because the Fangs would need to be quite forward for them to make a difference. For them to be, they need to get in front of the Phoenix. You can imagine that's pretty hard to do with all his chaff clear. So it's kind of tough here. Like, because we need chaff clear, so we definitely need more arc lights. You could argue the arc lights could be level 2, but you know, we kind of don't have money for the Mustang AA spec. Might be a problem. Like the Mustangs need something for the arc lights. Maybe the range is just better. Maybe that's as simple as just one thing, just going for range instead. So we're pretty much ranging up everything. We're borrowing here, which our opponent is not doing. I'm thinking that the Mustangs actually need range first because of the arc light range. Like, let's just take a look at the range. So it's 133. This guy's 150. So it stays out of the range of the arc light ever so slightly. But it doesn't take long for the arc light to walk up. It's only 3 seconds to walk the 15 meters. So does not look like this is our round to win. All right, guys. Glad to win that one.